Alright gang, it's finally here. City Skylines 2, the sequel, Revenge of the Cities, City Strikes Back. I'm your host, Red Kool-Aid. Let's get right into it. The map I decided to go with was the Archipelago Haven, Arca Pinot Grigio, and I'm gonna call my city, my region, Echo Ridge. It's gonna be like a couple of big cities and some satellite cities. We'll see how far I get with it. You know, I didn't get beta release or early access or anything, so a lot of my failure is gonna be in real time. Let's get an overview of the city right fast, or the starting square. The first thing I noticed was how high the land is. I'm not feeling that, so we're gonna smooth everything down. I mean, we're gonna drop it down to the deck, play danger close with some of those water assets that might come in later DLCs. I'm also gonna remove this highway. It's way too high off the ground. I'm gonna leave the highway elevated as a matter of fact. So we gotta do away with that. For right now, we just gonna use these temporary, regular old urban streets, the one-way joints. I'm gonna connect it up as if it's the highway. We progress through the milestones pretty quick, so we'll have those highways pretty soon, and we'll be able to swap that out in this episode. Also, I do wanna say that I'm not basing this on anywhere. This isn't like, you know, look at New Jersey on Google Earth and it's not based on anywhere. So anything you see me do that's like, yo, that's not realistic, yo, don't let that bake your noodle, bro. This is not real. I'm not going for realistic, I'm just going for dope. Right now you can see me working on like the main avenue that comes off the highway. One side of it was a two-lane one-way couplet network. This side is just a regular four-way avenue, and I'm taking my time to kind of figure out where the neighborhoods are, where the main streets that cut off of our arterial network into those neighborhoods. You can see right now I'm working with the leveling tool again. I'm cutting like a canal network through our city. It's disused, or it's not used yet. We don't have, you know, ferries or any of that type of stuff yet. I was kind of really, I'm gonna lean on the key wall or cut and fill road. I'm not sure the term that the whole community has decided to go with. I say key walls because that's what they drivable key, zonable key walls. That's what we gonna call them. I'm really leaning on that to give the first part of this city like such a unique look. I haven't seen anything like this anywhere in real life because it's not practical. When you see how it's done, no civilization would have did this. So the closest fairy tale I can come up with is way back in the day. Ships used to come through here, right? Like big boy ships. But it's like the water done receded or something and people moved in. So what you seeing left is like the remnants of something from back in the day. Some canal network. It's probably all types of reefs and sandbars. You could only come through this way. And you know, we're hundreds of years past that, or 100 years past that, and people just done kind of moved in. Again, this ain't Earth. Imagine it's just not Earth, baby, and it'll make more sense in your head. You do not have to beat yourself to death over this. I finally hit play on the situation, and you can see the water creeping in. I think that's like a good base to start with. If nothing else, it leaves a lot of opportunities for some creativity and some limited detail in what we have right now. I'm definitely gonna put some residential stuff kind of up in the higher tiers and kind of around here. Definitely looking forward to working with the row houses. Down on the avenues, of course, we're gonna have a lot of commercial, and for right now we gotta make us a slush industry area. Everybody has to do it, it's not just me. So let's get into it. We're gonna go ahead and hook up all our utilities, man. We're gonna throw our power right here, and just that fast, with the game still on pause, we've already hit our first milestone, which is dope because that unlocks some squares and we can start working on this development tree. I definitely want to get to those highways. I want to get to those subways. I want to get to that train station, so we got to make sure we're kind of focusing on that, and at certain times saving points so we can unlock, you know, a couple of things at a time that we want. Right now I'm just gonna get my roads right, you know, my advanced road tools, which bring stuff like the trees on the road, grass on the road. You can stop turns, you can do little stuff that I like to do. It just helps with the limited amount of detailing that we can do right now. I'm also gonna throw down our water and our sewage right here. I gotta build a little access road. Fortunately, they did include pipes in the roads now. You don't have to connect everything up. They did leave options for connecting stuff manually, but I like putting stuff through the roads. Right now I'm just working on our temporary highway exit that leads down onto our little couplet network, and I'm still just finding where do the roads start to enter the rest of the road network. I also wanted to make sure I put enough bridges and tunnel things that lead to those upper areas. The first time I tried to build this, I kind of forgot that, and I kind of boxed myself in. Y'all are actually watching the third build of just the road network. I never got to any of the city because I realized quickly where the flaws were in my road network. I am gonna keep it like broken, and it's not gonna all the way make sense to all the buildings are zoned in. I did do a lot in this episode. Like right now, you can go ahead and see me putting trees in, and these trees take forever and a day to grow. So I suggest anybody that is playing, do that first. Like figure out where you want your tree life going. The next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to make a tunnel that kind of connects up these two sides of the city where people don't have to necessarily hit that couplet network just to get like across town. That's an out of the way drive. So I need these people to be able to connect up. And at the end of our couplet network, I told you I was going to turn that into a tunnel. I don't know what's back there yet. We'll find out. So this is basically the bones of our road network. You can see a few neighborhoods. We can go ahead and start zoning in. This was one of the places I kind of messed up. I'm zoning too big right now. If you're watching this for the first time, you ain't played the game, don't zone 5 and 6 square spaces like that. Start smaller. You have less problems down the line. But we're going to keep it pushing for right now. Going to zone in some of our industrial. Stuff's already growing in. They do need to fix that animation though. That's them cranes burn my soul. We already have our first citizen, yo, and I think it's so dope that the first citizen is coming in the city in a cab. That's not something they had in City Skylines 1. So let's zoom in here, take a gander, and see who we got moving in our city. Our first citizen, it's a female, Whitney Garner, and she stays at 48 Elizabeth Street. That's what's up. I ain't mad at that word. Hold it down. Elizabeth Street, gang. That's what's up. So we're gonna make this one of our favorites. We're gonna follow her, see kind of what happens as far as, do they have kids? Does anybody know how deep this stuff goes yet? I don't know. I haven't heard anything. This is where she works, at one of our new industrial buildings way over here on our little coastal waterway entrance harbor. We don't know yet. Again, some of this is gonna take time, man. It takes a while to get the good buildings. Over here you can see our row houses. We started out with the row houses because y'all remember we hit our first milestone. So this is Whitney house, right? No, is it this one? Is this one? Okay, that's dope. They got the and they in order. The mail, like the house numbers is in order. That's crazy. That's crazy right there. See, every once in a while, we be dunking on the devs so much, man. We got to salute them when they do something kind of cool. I feel like that's a low-level thing that's kind of dope. Make the addresses sequential like that. So we're going to check back in with Whitney. We're going to see, did she become a doctor or OnlyFans girl? Who knows? Only time will tell. Let's get back to it. We got other folks moving in. I think it's cool how they got the campers, too, man. Got some row house activity going on right here. This one street coming off our couplet is a 4-way because I knew it was going to be a lot of traffic on that. We tried to lay down our graveyard, I think it was, and we already hit our next milestone. So I actually think we can, if we get cemeteries, if I'm not mistaken, we get cemeteries in this progression, right? This next milestone, like the one that we're on. So I think I can actually delete that. Hold on, let me see here. How do I want to spend these points? Gotta be strategic, because you can't get them back. No take backs. So let's see all we got here. Here we go. So we got a college coming soon. We need that for our offices. Need people to be brainy. So let's go ahead and let's spend a little something on that right now. And I think I'll go ahead and just get the crematorium just because it saves so much space, yo. We can delete that ginormous graveyard that's over there. We're going to go ahead and put this kind of closer to the city. And I'm also going to go ahead and start laying down some of our school assets. We're way up on like that third pad up there when y'all see me zooming out. We're not even in the rest of the city. The stuff we already got developed, we're kind of away from that. I'm anticipating the inevitable City Skylines vanilla sprawl, the neighborhood sprawl that you have to do to satisfy the game. Like, that's one thing I've always hated about City Skylines, the base game. Oh, we hit another milestone. Is the endless massive zoning you got to do sometimes just to make the game calm down, yo. Like, I'm not a fan of that. I love the mods that temper all that type of stuff. It makes the game feel more manageable. You get to have a lot more fun when you're not just building to make the game smile. You're building to make yourself smile. Pause. That sounded super zesty, but y'all get what I'm saying. So we still spending points. We might even be saving points. We definitely, like I said, we got to be strategic about this. What do we need? I think this might have been a mistake. I don't think I need a recycling center yet. I don't think I needed to buy them blocks yet, but we are going to go ahead and set up just a little bit of industry. I'm not setting this up to have a whole episode about this. I'm definitely not going to do the cliche second episode farmlands I see going crazy right now. We're not doing that. We're not even focused on none of this right now. We focused on, can we get the city to work and the city to look good? This stuff will come later for me. I'm just laying this out here so the production chain can I can get a feel for at least a piece of it. But y'all know my detailing style. I wouldn't never just slap something together like this. We're just trying to see functionality. How much stuff is coming up out of here? Most importantly, how much traffic does this stuff generate? That's more important to me than everything else. So we just got a couple of buildings laid down. I do like how the barns and stuff are like modern. Like they look like Yellowstone Ranch type swag. You know what I'm talking about? And drop our college down in that spot that we had, our graveyard, but we claimed that spot back. It's up on the hill, overlooking our industrial. Trust me, it's not permanent. It's not permanent. We're going to put that somewhere else. Like I said, I just want to see what traffic does. We're going to lay down a little bit more residential, trying to keep the RCI some type of way in balance. Again, I think I'm laying down the assets are too big that I'm zoning right now. I need to calm that down. I learned that lesson the hard way. I'm going to finish up the 4-lane network that goes down to the coastline. And again, we hit another milestone. You hit the first few so easy. You know, if you're kind of playing slow. I mean, you don't have to play fast to hit the first few milestones. Going through, making sure you got to unlock trains, trams, then subways. So we need all that. And I definitely need subways. So we're going to go ahead and start moving in that direction. Also, really the only thing that you have for detailing so far is bushes, paths, and you get parks, sports parks and regular parks. So those are really like the only, and parking lots. Those are really the only things you can use currently to do a little bit of detailing. So I'll spend some money in that direction. Also, we just unlocked our highways, so we can redo our ratty regular urban road highway, and people can, you know, finally move fast. Plus, I heard the highway roads are a lot more bendy than those regular roads, so we can, you know, do some loops and some swoops and make some of the other exits. There will be another exit way back there near the coastline a little bit later on that we'll build in, so we can have a little bit more dexterity when it comes to doing that. I'm gonna spend a couple of points on the trams, just so we can move closer to getting them subways. I'm excited to see how the subways work. Right now I'm jumping back to that little island where we put our little farm assets. And again, I think this is a mistake. I haven't confirmed it yet, but I'm putting this recycling center out here. I, at the time, was unaware that garbage can get collected from outside of your town. I don't think I was unaware as much as I'm worried about, like, yo, realistically though, how much trash y'all taking up out of here, cause I ain't trying to have problems behind that nonsense, you feel me? If I need the trash situation handled, just tell me now. Just let me I don't want no big giant landfill. I heard them is all types of problems going on with those. So let's just get to it, bro. Don't jerk me around and be sending 1 or 2 trucks up in here. Just let me lay down my own assets. Right now, y'all can see me putting down my bus stops all along my avenue. Nothing incredibly sophisticated. I just want to get the people moving around. I'm trying to figure out where are going to be the highest density areas down the line. Where's most of the shopping going on? Where's our educational stuff sitting? We'll get a feel for it. Right now, the buses is, whoa, did you just hit my man? Hey, yo, somebody need to call an ambulance. He just hit my man. Call an ambulance. I'm gonna lay down my fire department right there, and I'm gonna actually sprinkle some of these parks around just to kind of boost up the wellness or the happiness or the somethingness of my citizens. I'm also going through right now and kind of switching some of the streets over to those tree-lined streets and the grass-lined streets, wide sidewalks, anything to get people from parking. These people park everywhere, yo. Like, the streets look crazy. I'm also zoning out a little bit more of the row house stuff. I'm being real strategic about where I'm placing stuff because I don't want to do a lot of tearing down and redoing. I also feel like that little spot right there is perfect for a little courtyard, and we're going to extend the sides out, and that will look dope with some moderately sized medium density stuff. Whoa, what we got here? What is it? Signature building. Okay, so this is something new. We didn't have that in City Skylines 1, signature buildings. I think this is just a regular old apartment building too. That's kind of dope. And we just hit another milestone, man. So we on milestone 5, y'all. And this the first video. So we are going through and now seeing, again, being strategic, future planning for how to spend these points. I don't want to get myself in a box to where it's too wide of a milestone to get to the next set of points. You know, I want to be cool about this. I don't know why I don't need no hospital. Why did I do that? I don't need this shit. I just wasted that, y'all. Don't do like me. I am gonna take some time though, and I'm gonna switch over all these highway roads to, the urban streets to the real highway roads. So everything kind of looks spiffy. And I'm gonna zone a little bit more industrial. This is way back here where that recycling center is. I feel like we got a little extra space out there I'm not using. So just trying to satisfy that ridiculous, ravenous RCI. I'm trying to pack little tiny industrial assets down here in our little industrial area, 1 and 2 blocks and 3 blocks, as small as I can get them, yo. I want to see the RCI fall. I'm also gonna start using some of the European assets. I know we got access to both now. I think we got our first abandonment, and they don't give you any information as to why. That's unfortunate. But get it out of there. And we're keeping it pushing with our bus network right now, man. Back here in this corner, I felt like this is a good spot where our first little pedestrian crossover was. Again, I'm zoning those buildings too big though, man. We gotta bring that down a little bit. I'm gonna cut some of those buildings in half. Zoning a little bit bigger on the 4 lanes, zoning a little smaller in the neighborhoods. Also, I think we have access to the first mixed use buildings of our city, man. I really like these, yo. I think it was, again, another dope feature to include. They ain't have to, but they did. I appreciate y'all.
Tell that motherfucker I appreciate him.
So down here, like little areas like this is kind of what I'm trying to avoid. I just put all that stuff down there just to satisfy the, okay, this is an icon I haven't seen yet. What is it? Okay, we got our first car wreck in the city. We got 12 on the scene. They securing the scene. That's what's up. So, I mean, at least they doing something about it. But as far as traffic, yeah, that is definitely, that's not a good thing, yo. I think that's a dope function, though. I'm also getting these little weird traffic jammy icons. I don't know if that's because the roads are worn out or what, but I'm also probably going to end up dropping one of them road maintenance facilities that send out those trucks to make sure your roads kind of stay clean and serene, or I don't know exactly what they do. They repave stuff, draw the lines back on, put them little shiny things in the middle. They doing something. They definitely help your traffic move around your city a little bit more efficiently. I'm also taking my time here to zone some different size blocks. I don't want everything to look like robots. I want some people to have backyards and some people to not. You know, I don't want it to seem like, the building clone saga. We're not going through that. We're gonna take our time back here as well, still varying the different types of zoning, starting to work with some pathing as well. Our city is kind of tight and small, so people will walk to certain stuff. I mean, I'm sure there's people getting in their cars to go a little further out, but as long as we make sure our paths do what they gotta do, people won't have to get in cars. I'm gonna zone a little bit more of that mixed use right here. I call myself playing with the European right here, but the European assets, the mixed use joints, don't fit everywhere. And I don't even think this is a zonable spot. Let's get that out of there. You can't just zone nothing right there. What are you doing? Just spinning the block, seeing where stuff needs to get filled in, where I need to go plant trees, where I probably should have planted trees as soon as the buildings grew in, really, because they take forever to grow. I also think some of those buildings up on that top layer need to be a little bit smaller. Just a little commercial asset. Hey, I like that, man. I think they put a lot of love and care into some of these textures, some of these, just the way, the presentation of it. I know they've taken a lot of flack for some of the glitches and bugs and stuff like that, but I'm not worried about that. I'm seeing more of the big picture, the long term, and I think we got a solid foundation to start with. Like me personally, I ain't getting money to be spending on computers like that. I got me like a mid-tier joint off Amazon, and this footage ain't sped up, it ain't manipulated or nothing, man. It's rocking like lightning, you know what I'm saying? Even playing my City Skylines 1, that's a noticeable difference in how much smoother the animation works. I was playing on a laptop. All that stuff y'all see me doing, MacBook Pro, you know what I'm saying? So I know I'm gonna make this thing dance like Chris Brown. It's nothing. I'm gonna keep zoning out some of our medium density. I want those crawls in height to seem real natural, so I'm real cognitive and conscious of where the taller stuff is and where it starts to fall. So I'm trying to zone blocks of different sizes. Boomtown. We flying through these. I think we make it all the way to Busy Town today. I think we make it through at least 2 more milestones. So let's go ahead and check this out. I don't need your loan. Get out of here. I mean, we not getting money like that. We definitely losing money. I heard everybody's losing money though. I heard the only way to really make money right now is oil, and I think we gonna end up getting into that because I don't want to go under. We gonna buy them parking lots that I had my eyes on. And what else we got? We already bought that stupidly. That was I would see. That's what I'm saying. You gotta be strategic. I didn't need no hospital. We got like 37 people in this town. I did not need a hospital. It's going through. What else we got? What we got? I do need to get those subways. I just don't need them yet. We don't even have that much town. So like I feel like I can wait on that. I do want to get the park situation fully activated though, because that's a part of our detailing. Again, we're super limited right now. So I think, yeah, sports parks is probably all we gonna be able to pull up out of this rotation. But that's cool because they so necessary with the limitations we got right now. We'll take those two. Larger parks as well, man. That's good. So we'll definitely sprinkle some of those around. Right now, though, I did make this neighborhood up on this hill, right? This is what I call one of my slush neighborhoods. I mean, in my mind, I was going to keep it. I like the organicness of it, but I feel like it can be better. So I'm going to keep the main road, but I'm going to use the grid tool to create the little neighborhoods, and I'm going to connect them all up. That way it gives it just a little bit more uniformity, but it still has this like broken organic flow that I like. And once I got done with this and I could see it from an aerial view, I like the organized chaos of it. Again, it is gritty. It's based on some grids, but you can see here we're going to have to make curved pieces and, you know, we're going to have to break this up a little bit. And I just like the way it looked from an aerial view. It didn't look too formulaic, too robotic, and that's just something I'm trying to really avoid, man. Like, we don't have a lot as far as customization, man. Your road networks kind of got to stick out. So I didn't mind that I had to kind of trash this and do it over a few times. I wanted to be something that kind of hangs around, that I enjoyed the aerial, I enjoyed the cinematic view of it. So I took my time. I made sure I attached up as many of the roads as I could. I don't plan on zoning any residential on that main road. Just gonna zone like maybe a few businesses, a few offices, and just let the neighborhood just kind of feel enclosed. But again, I didn't want to give it the Stepford Wives robot grid pattern. I wanted it to be broken, especially once we get things look a little better once the trees grow up around it. It's hard to picture everything because everything is so bald, man. Like, golly. I got faith in the modding community though that they will figure out. That's gonna be top of the list, man. Instant tree mod or something. I know they're gonna get it together. I'm finishing our road network, and I'm also extending out our pitiful bus network that we got going right now. Again, I don't even want to call this a network, man. Until I know how people are moving and where they're going, how long they're gonna be there, what time they're gonna be home, I can't really come up with no transit network. It's all theory, but we're gonna dig into the minutia and the granular control of that in some future episodes. It's also super unfortunate that detailing time lapses kind of went the way of the dodo, didn't they? We're not even gonna call this a detailing time lapse. We're gonna call this a straightening time lapse, because this definitely ain't nothing but a little bit of straightening. guys, that's it for our very first City Skylines 2 episode, man. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe for all my new people out there. I know this is a lot to take in. I know I talk a little fast. I know I talk a little funny. But trust me, y'all are rocking with one of the absolute best right now, man. In the immortal words of Mike Tyson, my style is impetuous. My defense is impregnable. I want your heart. I'll eat your children. All praises to Allah. Now, I know that last part went a little off the rails, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. Cue my cinematics.